Hey there people, it's your favorite WeedleTwineedle bringing you all another Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl VGC video!
Boring! Yawning!
So today we are using Swallow in a competitive battle because I'm keeping my promise I made over 6 months ago on a very old BDSP video featuring a Swallow, which you should definitely watch after this video, by the way. And I left a comment saying if this video gets 6969 likes, I'll make a team around Swallow, and you'll never guess what happened. So yes, if you all enjoyed the narrated battling content and want to support the channel and what I do here on YouTube, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, watch until the end of the video. You know how it is. It really helps out the channel. Big shout outs to those who left a super thanks on my recent video. It's a future YouTube edit where you could show extra financial support to content creators you really enjoy. It's of course entirely optional, just watching my content really means the world to me. I really appreciate all of you so much. But if you want to help a broke bitch like me out, you know the option is there. Speaking of being broke, this video is sponsored by NordVPN. If you browse the internet and aren't using a VPN at this point, you should definitely consider NordVPN. Nord encrypts your IP and protects your internet traffic, keeping you from leaving online footprints. Another benefit to Nord is the ability to circumvent regional restrictions. With over 5,500 servers in 59 countries to choose from, you can definitely find a high-speed server that's perfect for what you're looking for. As far as your connection is concerned, you can live anywhere you want. You can bypass the regional restrictions of your favorite platform streaming services. Nord also has many additional tools that are incredibly handy, such as a high secure password manager and cloud storage. If any of this seems useful to you, make sure to check out NordVPN by clicking the link in the description or my pinned comment. Look through the website and see if there's a deal that looks good to you. And on the off chance you find out that Nord isn't worth it, Nord is risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So make sure to check out NordVPN. Thank you so much, Nord, for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the video. So like I mentioned, we are using a team built around the move Swallow. So as you can see by my team, we are packing Spinda. Everyone loves Spinda. And we also have Raikou, Lucario, Wigglytuff, Arcanine, and Latias. So we have a few legendaries on there, but we kind of need some strong Pokemon to enable the weaker ones. Like, crying about legendaries all the time gets boring. If you're actually based, you know that legendaries help enable that Pokemon, instead of like, oh, you're using legendaries. And my first opponent's team is pretty scary. They're packing Latios, Garchomp, Heatran, Hitmontop, Scizor, and Cresselia. So unfortunately, the strategy I have in mind for this first battle isn't going to quite work out because it's kind of weak to Heatran and Scizor, but you know, we're going to try our best. So without further ado, let's get into this battle. So my opponent's going to lead off with the Heatran and Scizor, and I'm like, wow, I am very glad I didn't lead with Wigglytuff, as I decided to lead off with Bartender and Barkfire. So we have Spinda and Arcanine, and we're going to Intimidate and lower the Scizor's attack, which is great. And Spinda's out here, and I'm really hoping that Spinda can survive a Bullet Punch, but thankfully my opponent's going to switch out of the Scizor, being very wary of the fire attack. They're going to bring in their Cresselia, another legit shiny, of course. My opponent is an amazing shiny hunter. I'm gonna go for the skill swap. Whoa, you're using a Burla strategy. Ew! But yeah, we're gonna skill swap and Intimidate again, and lower the Heatran's attack, which doesn't matter, and you know, the Cresselia's attack, which doesn't matter. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click close combat into the Heatran, doing a pretty good chunk of damage, and this is gonna give us defense and special defense increase, which is cool. So this is like the backup strat that I have, which unfortunately I couldn't bring the strategy I had in mind, which involves Swallow, because, you know, my opponent has Heatran Scizor, so like, yeah, I kind of had to improvise. But thankfully we were able to face tank Earth Power. Now they're going to switch out and bring in their Hitmontop here, which was a mistake, because they're like, oh, I got to reduce this close combat damage. They're dumb, because Intimidate is going to give us a contrary boost, so, you know, my opponent kind of misplayed there, but you know, it happens to all of us. Here I'm going to go for the skill swap, because I have the Intimidate on my, Spinda, so I figure I can skill swap and get the contrary Intimidate. But you know, we're gonna Intimidate again, which wasn't what I meant to do, but hey, that's cool. But we're gonna get another attack increase on the Arcanine with their Intimidate that I just skill swapped. That's actually my Intimidate, but yeah, we're gonna get another attack increase. So now Arcanine's at +2 attack and +1 defense and special defense, and I even recorded, I even missed Overheat. Wow, I recorded too soon. That's so funny. And here they're gonna go for Calm Mind, and I'm like, oh, this Cresselia is gonna be a bitch to deal with. I do not like this Cresselia. But yeah, I'm gonna switch out of my Bartender, and now I'm gonna bring out my Latias, because I'm actually not Flare Blitz on my Arcanine. They're gonna go for Fake Out here into my Barkfire, which kind of stinks. And now they're gonna go for another Calm Mind. So they're trying to set up. My opponent has a lot of setup Pokemon. They have like Garchomp, Scizor, Cresselia, So yeah, their team is very setup heavy, but then again, so is mine. I can't really say anything. But here I'm gonna go for a Draco Meteor, drop a Draco right into the Hitmontop just to do some chip damage and see how much it does. I'm gonna bring it down to around half HP, and I do believe it carries a berry if I remember correctly. Yeah, it does. So it's gonna eat its Citrus Berry, and Citrus Berry is so good. I love Citrus Berry. I'm really glad that, you know, they haven't nerfed Citrus Berry. It's like a balanced item though. Gonna go for the Overheat into the Hitmontop because I do have the contrary, right? Unfortunately, I missed the turn before, but this time I hit and I get a special attack increase. And now the Cresselia gonna go for a Psychic into Barkfire, but we're just barely able to live, and then we're gonna eat our Pinch Berry. I believe we have a Poppy Berry or a Mago Berry, something like that. Yeah, Poppy Berry. And they're gonna go for close combat, and we're able to just barely live because of the Intimidates and the close combat defense increases, which is great. And now I am going to go for the Psych Up with Latias. So Latias is gonna Psych Up all those boosts from the Arcanine, and I'm gonna go for a Safeguard here, just because my Arcanine carries Safeguard because there's a lot of sleep spam, and there's no real counterplay to like sleep spam, like Spore, because there's no safety goggles. So I have Safeguard on my Arcanine. But here, I know that if I didn't click that Safeguard, that Ice Beam would have froze me. Honestly, that Safeguard protected me, because if I didn't click Safeguard, I would have gotten frozen, and that's just dead on that. So anyway, Barkfire are gonna get knocked out, which is like a reference to Fire Emblem, and because Arcanine's like a dog, so get it. I'm gonna bring a Bartender here, and I'm gonna go for the Skill Swap into my Latias, because of course, I've got a Skill Swap at Contra, and I am a Choice Scarf Spinda, by the way, which is how I outsped the Latias. And I'm gonna go for the Draco Meteor, drop a Draco into the Cresselia. Doesn't do much damage, but it doesn't matter because we get another special attack increase. And yeah, Crest's gonna go for an Ice Beam, but we should be able to live as we're able to live. And the Hitmontop gonna go for the close combat into my Spinda. So unfortunately, Spinda gonna get obliterated, but honestly, Spinda is cute, and we got the skill swap off twice, so Spinda did a lot of work, and I'm satisfied with Spinda's performance. So down goes Spinda, Bartender gonna go down, and now I'm gonna bring out my Wolfpack, my Lucario. And this is a supportive Lucario. I really love supportive Lucario with Follow Me. Gonna go for the Draco Meteor though. I have no reason to click Follow Me though, just because I'm gonna knock out the Hitmontop, and I might as well just keep my redirection healthy. I'm gonna get another special attack increase, and now we're at +6 special attack. I have a bunch of boosts, and the Cresselia gonna, I'm gonna go for Heal Pulse before the Cresselia attacks. That's why, because I have Heal Pulse, gonna heal up my Latias, and the Cresselia gonna go for the Ice Beam. And this Safeguard's honestly, like I mentioned, the Safeguard, OP. Like, I would have gotten frozen like 10 times overboard if I didn't go for the Safeguard. But now they're gonna bring in their Scizor here, and I'm really hoping I can live a Bullet Punch. But wait, I think I have... I just go for Follow Me, right? I could just go for Follow Me. Yeah, what am I so afraid of? I'm not afraid of anything. I'm a fucking Redirection Lucario, and then to go for Bullet Punch. We're gonna be able to tank that because we resist it, right? Still does a decent chunky damage, but gonna go for the Stored Power here into the Scizor and just one-shot it. So Stored Power with Draco Meteor Contrary. It's awesome. Down goes the Scizor. And now the Cresselia gonna go for the Ice Beam, but because of Follow Me, we're able to redirect that, and we tank it because, you know, it's unstab, and Cresselia isn't that strong. And funnily enough, Cresselia, this is a slight Scarlet and Violet spoiler, but Cresselia actually gets a stat nerf in Scarlet and Violet, and that seems so unnecessary. I feel like someone at Game Freak was like playing BDSP VGC and they lost to Cresselia, and they're like, okay, that shit needs a nerf, like that's not okay. But yeah, Stored Power gonna do a big chunk to the Crest, but the Crest gonna eat their berry. Just annoying, but whatever. It is what it is. They're gonna get their Citrus Berry. Wait, they have 2 Citrus Berries? Wait, Item Claws? Item Claws who? Anyway, Heal Pulse again. Like, this supportive Lucario is actually really fun. Like, we have Follow Me. I used it on my Clan Pro team. If you haven't seen my Clan Pro video, you gotta watch that shit too. Like, watch all my videos after this video. Support the channel. Safeguard's gonna wear off, but it's okay. Stored Power will be enough to finish off the Cresselia. So we're able to break through Cresselia with this super stacked Latias. And now I can just go for close combat into the Heatran and knock them out. So that's going to be the end of the first battle. We're able to defeat our opponent thanks to Contrary Latias and Arcanine. And yeah, that's a really strong, but you know, the innovation though on my part was iconic. But yes, my opponent actually rematches me. They wanted the run back, and I totally understand. I gimmick the shit out of them. So let's get into game 2. So my opponent's going to lead off with the Scizor and the Hitmontop. The ugly Booger Scizor, like, bleh, but at least shiny Hitmontop looks nice. I'm going to lead off with Wolfpack and Guildmaster, because Guildmaster is a reference to Mystery Dungeon, and here Intimidate's gonna get nagged. Like, Intimidate gets fucked by Inner Focus, and because we have competitive, Wigglytuff doesn't care about Intimidate, and we get +2 special attack from that. So that's really good for us, but there's still a Scizor in my face, and I just go for Close Combat into it because I want to weaken it, otherwise the Scizor might just body bag me. So go for Close Combat turn 1 into the Scizor, do around half, and now my opponent's gonna go for Close Combat as well into my Lucario. They don't go for Fake Out, they must know about Inner Focus. They actually know what Inner Focus does, but they could have faked out my Wigglytuff, but maybe they want to see what Wigglytuff wants to do, which is fair. But Close Combat are gonna bring me down to my sash, and here the Scizor's gonna go for the Swords Dance. They probably could have went for Bullet Punch and like one-shot Wigglytuff, but I was thinking that a Swords Dance was probably coming out next to Hitmontop, because Hitmontop with Fake Out, you want to go for Fake Out setup most of the time. So I'm gonna go for Stockpile here with my Wigglytuff, get a defense and special defense increase, because of course if I'm using the move Swallow, kind of have to, use Stockpile. So now I'm going to go for the Quick Guard here with my Lucario to block the Bullet Punch as the extra target into my Lucario as opposed to Wigglytuff. So that's cool. And then we go for Close Combat, and you know what's not cool? The fact that he just crit me with the Close Combat, and I'm like, wow, did I really deserve that? Like, that was homophobic. I'm using Wigglytuff on my Swallow team because the gays love Wigglytuff, and gays love swallowing as well, so I figured it was like the perfect Pokemon. Wigglytuff's a cool Pokemon. Like, Wigglytuff's iconic, Jigglypuff's iconic, like, we love Wigglytuff. But, unfortunately, I got crit, and I'm hoping that because of the Quick Guard, I'm going to condition my opponent not to Bullet Punch, and thankfully they don't go for Bullet Punch. We're able to go for the Heal Pulse and, heal our Wigglytuff. And now Close Combat's going to go into my Wolf Pack, and that will knock me out. So that's really unfortunate for us, but at the very least, we're able to Heal Pulse before the Lucario got knocked out, so now our Wigglytuff is at least at decent HP even after taking a crit, but this Scizor is still at +2 attack, and now they go for a Roost, and I'm like, ugh, this is pretty bad for me. Like, wow, this is not good. But at the very least, we got some HP back, and now we can go for a Dazzling Gleam at +2 special attack, and we're able to knock out the Hitmontop. So look at Wigglytuff go. We got a kill. Down goes the Hitmontop because of those defense drops from those close combats, and now at least Wigglytuff got her revenge. So Wigglytuff is, slaying. And we're gonna get some more leftovers because Wigglytuff loves apples. And now I'm gonna bring in Spinda, and I'm like, okay, as long as I live a Bullet Punch, I can showcase my strat. So, I should be able to live Bullet Punch because we're basically like, we canceled out the Stockpile, so they're gonna go for Bullet Punch. And they crit us. Awesome. I mean, maybe the crit didn't matter, but I could still be mad about it because I tried to go for a skill swap, contrary Swallow, and unfortunately I don't get to have fun because crits and Scizor, and that's why I didn't want to bring Wigglytuff to this matchup. But you know what? Shit happens, and I'm like, okay, I could just bring in my Latias, and I can just go for the Scarf skill swap, contrary Draco Meteor. No, Bullet Punch is gonna kill Spinda. Like, my opponent's like, did I just catch you having fun? Like, no. You beat me round one, but bitch, you're mine. Like, I'm over. Like, this Draco Meteor is gonna tickle the Scizor, and I don't know why I even tried to bring my Wigglytuff. I really don't know. I mean, those crits were unlucky. Like, but I probably would have lost this match anyway. I don't know. This Cresselia is gonna calm mine now, and I'm like, ugh, we're so over. But yeah, we're gonna Draco Meteor into nothing. We Draco Meteor into our dead slot just because we do more damage that way. And now Ice Beam gonna bring me down to half, and the Scizor is gonna knock me out with the X Scizor. And yeah, down goes my Latias. At least we know the Scizor doesn't have U-turn, and I'm like, bitch, run that shit back. Run that shit back right now. You better give me game 3. You better give me game 3. Like, oh my god, I was so mad at that because, like, I really wanted to use the, Swallow Wigglytuff, but, I got crit, and I'm really hoping they rematch me, and thankfully they actually do, so we actually have a game 3. Alright, so my opponent's going to lead off with the Cresselia and Garchomp this time around. They don't lead off with their Steel type, surprisingly, but I decide to actually switch up my lead and, lead off with Window Cat and Guildmaster, because I figure I need screens to actually live through my opponent's offense. So I go for the Reflect with my Window Cat because, get it? It sets up screens and it uses, Reflect and Light Screen. I'm so funny. And I'm gonna go for the Earthquake and do around half to our Window Cat, but Wigglytuff tanks it reasonably well. And now the Cresselia is gonna collect Calm Mind again, since all my opponent knows is setup sweep. Not like my team is much different with, Stockpile, but hey. At least my setup is unique. Yeah, I'm different. Anyway, gonna go for the Stockpile because I gotta get my defense up. And I can't use Swallow without Stockpile. So I go for Stockpile, get a defense and special defense increase. And now I should tank whatever the opponent wants to go for unless they crit me again. But hopefully that doesn't happen. So yeah, Now I'm going to go for the light screen because, you know, the Cresselia is setting up Calm Minds. I might as well set up the light screen. I can't really do much damage anyways with Snarl or like Thunderbolt, so they're going to go for the Earthquake, and that will knock out my Window Cat. I probably could have saved it for later, but I decided that I wanted the safe pivot. So down goes Window Cat, and now the Cresselia are going to go for another Calm Mind because my opponent knows that I can't break this Cresselia. They're like, bitch, I know you can't touch my Cresselia. Your team's a meme team. Like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, well, you're right. I really can't touch this Cresselia. But I'm going to go for another Stockpile. I'm like, well, you can't touch this Wigglytuff either. Nah, 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 nah. Like, yeah, so I go for another Stockpile, get, you know, +2 defense and special defense right now. And, you know, the leftovers is, you know, nice for slow recovery because, you know, the setup does take a long time to use. But now I'm going to bring a Bartender, and I'm actually Choice Scarf Bartender like I mentioned in game 1, and we're going to go for this Scarf trick into the Cresselia, and thankfully that is a way to stop it from recovering health. And now we're going to dodge Rock Slide with Guildmaster, and Bartender doesn't take any damage at all because I'm actually max HP Spinda, and they actually greed and go for a third Calm Mind. So now this Cresselia is literally a sitting duck, and they're going to be forced to switch out unless they want to Calm Mind until they struggle to death. So I'm going to go for another Stockpile, my third Stockpile, and I can't use Stockpile anymore. You're actually limited to 3 Stockpiles, so you can only get +3 defense and special defense, which kind of stinks, but you know, it is what it is. Stockpile is a bad move anyway. They should really buff it because it's such a bad move. It's such a bad move, but you know, I guess it's supposed to be like a fun move. But here they're gonna bring in Hitmontop because they did not learn their lesson from game 2 because they won. They're gonna intimidate my competitive Wigglytuff and give me +2 special attack. And now they're also going to intimidate my Spinda and give me the contrary boost because of contrary, of course. And they're going to go for Rock Slide. I'm kind of hoping we don't flinch to this, but, you know, it probably is going to happen. Rock Slide's broken, and we're going to go for Skill Swap. So Spinda's able to go for the Skill Swap, which is amazing. We're able to give Wigglytuff Contrary. I'm like, okay, let's try this shit again. I'm going to go for a Dazzling Gleam, which won't knock out the Garchomp or Hitmontop because they don't have -2 special defense like they did in game 2, but it's fine. Wigglytuff is chilling out here. As long as we don't get crits, we'll be fine. Like, please, I'm just like hoping we don't get crit. RNG is so annoying, but it's the game we play, right? Like, all I can do is complain for content. So here they're gonna go for Fake Out into Guildmaster, and they're gonna go for a Swords Dance with their Garchomp. And I'm like, oh, you're greedy. Like, there's a +1 Spinda right in front of you. Like, don't sleep on Spinda. Get out of my face. And I go for the Body Slam, and bam, Garchomp goes down. And yeah, Spinda served that hoe. So down goes the Garchomp, and we're also gonna nom on the Citrus Berry we stole from the Cresselia because my opponent doesn't know what Item Clause is. So yeah, we steal the Citrus Berry and knock out the Garchomp with the Body Slam. So Spinda claimed a kill, and we do get flinched by Fake Out, but it's fine. We have the leftovers, we had the technology, we're fine. And now my opponent's going to bring out the Fair and Balanced Scizor, the Booger Scizor. So in comes Scizor, but we're currently at +3 defense and special defense, so we should be fine with the Wigglytuff. I'm going to switch out of my Bartender, and I'm going to bring in Latias, because we love Latias. And my opponent is going to go for the Wide Guard here with their Hitmontop, and I'm like, oh, they go for Sword Stance again, because all they know is setup. Like, bitch, click something else. Like, you can click an offensive attack. Like, bitch, whatever. I go for Spit Up. I spit on your shiny Scizor, and I bring it down to low red HP. I was really hoping you would knock it out, but, you know, I don't have any special attack EVs. It's actually 300 base power, by the way. 300 base power because of the 3 stockpiles. And I didn't even kill the Scizor because Wigglytuff sucks. At +2 special attack, by the way. But what the important thing is that we got the contrary defense increases, because after you use up your stockpiles, you lose the defense increase. So the contrary, you actually get defense boost, and now we can psych up, copy all those boosts, and live a +2 helping in Scizor with ease. And now I can go for another stockpile because I'm greedy, and I'm gonna show that you actually get defense drops if you use stockpile with contrary. But because we got contrary after the stockpiles, we were able to use Spit Up and then get more defense increases after we got defense increases. So now Wigglytuff is at +5 defense and special defense. Scizor is going to try to go for the Helping Hand Bullet Punch, but honey, like, look at how little that does, because we're at +5 now. And now I can go for the Stored Power, finishing off the Scizor, and down that shit goes. Wigglytuff got revenge, and we're able to knock out the Scizor. And now I can go for a stockpile again because I want to use Swallow. That's why. I'm like, why am I stockpiling and losing defense? It's because I had to use Swallow too. I'm like, I have to get this off at least once because I built my team around Swallow. If I don't go for Swallow, then what's the point of this video, right? So Reflect's gonna wear off here, which kind of sucks. I forgot I had to Reflect too. Wow, I had to Reflect on top of those defense increases. That's crazy. But now they're gonna bring in Cresselia here, and Cresselia is Choice Scarf, so it can't really win unless he gets a million crit Ice Beams. And here they're gonna go for the Helping Hand, knowing their win condition. They know they have to go for the Scarf Ice Beam, but Stored Power here is not even gonna come close to killing Cresselia. At +2 special attack, +6 defense, special defense, Stored Power doesn't even come close. But I don't have any special attack EVs, and the Ice Beam does nothing, so can't really complain. Cresselia is super bulky, and now I'm gonna go for the Swallow because, you know, I gotta go for the Swallow, and I'm gonna get all of our health back. Well, not all of it. We only get half because we only had 2 stockpiles, but we're gonna get, you know, the defense back after we lost the defenses because of the contrary stockpile. And yeah, I just wanted to go for the Swallow. That's all I wanted, and I'm so happy. I got to showcase Spit Up and Swallow. Like, that's so iconic. And they DC on me! They were so gagged at the Swallow. You thought I would be gagging, but they were gagged, and yeah, they rage quit on me. So gotta leave a like for that one. Like, come on now. That was icon. I even recorded that. I'm like, bitch, they rage quit on Swallow. Like, come on now. My final opponent today is packing a Trick Room based team with Abomasnow, Rhyperior, Staraptor, Slowking, Torkoal, and Snorlax. So I'm expecting my opponent to want to lead off with the Staraptor and Slowking to go for Final Gambit Trick Room. But instead, my opponent leads off with the Slowking and the Snorlax. So they're actually going for like a Belly Drum Trick Room mode, and I'm like, not on my watch. I'm gonna lead off with Latias and Bartender because I wanted to go for the contrary skill swap stuff. But instead, I'm actually gonna switch out of Latias turn 1, and I'm gonna bring in my Wolfpack because I want to offensively pressure this Snorlax. And I'm actually gonna go for the Trick as well into the Snorlax because I don't want to go for Belly Drum and then get the Trick Room up and just win. So I'm gonna go for the Trick, and we actually see it's Banded Snorlax, so I was expecting Belly Drum, but Banded Snorlax? That's crazy. My opponent is heat, I'll say that much. So they're gonna set up the Trick Room, so at least, you know, we knew there were Trick Room, right? But the Banded Snorlax was not what I was expecting. They're gonna switch out of their now Scarf Snorlax, and they're gonna bring in their Rhyperior here, as I just had to make a pretty funny play. So my opponent's gonna go for the Yawn here, the Yawn, into my Lucario, because, you know, we're playing BDSP, got a Yawn, so boring. I'm gonna go for the Trick, and you're gonna be thinking I'm tricking the Slowking. No, I'm tricking my own Lucario for fun because I'm like, I'm gonna take this Choice Band and use it, and we're gonna do nothing to Slowking with the Banded Close Combat, the crit Banded Close Combat, and I'm like, wow, I should have probably tricked that Slowking, but you know what? I wanted to have some fun, so yeah. Now I'm gonna withdraw my Banded Lucario because it could come in handy later when Trick Room's off, and I'm gonna bring in the Latias as they're gonna go for the Slack off with the Slowking. So they're packing Slack off, which is surprising because Slowking carries regen, right? So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, my opponent's gonna go for the Drill Run into my Levitate Latias, so we're able to avoid that. And now I'm gonna go for the Skill Swap and take away Levitate on my Latias, but now we're gonna get that on the Spinda, and my opponent's gonna go for the Scald into Spinda because they're like, this Spinda is a threat, and they're gonna burn my Spinda, which sucks. But then my opponent tries to double target into Spinda, but because I have Levitate, I'm able to avoid it and go for the Trick again, and I'm gonna give the Focus Sash to the Rhyperior. So the Rhyperior is gonna have the Focus Sash. I take away their Life Orb so they do less damage, and I'm gonna go for the contrary Draco Meteor into the Slowking, which won't do too much damage, but the main goal is to, of course, get the special attack increases from the contrary. So contrary Draco gonna give us +2, and now my burn Spinda is basically good for nothing because like Body Slam's gonna tickle the opponent, and my opponent's just gonna put me out of my misery. You'd think that the Spinda, like, they would just ignore it because, you know, it's a burn Spinda, but they were mad at the Spinda. They're like, go away, bitch, die, and they knock out the Spinda, and now Drill Run into the Latias because it no longer has Levitate. So we're able to get hit by the Drill Run, but now Draco Meteor into the Rhyperior will knock it out, you know, unless I tricked it a Focus Sash. Smart me, but yeah, we're gonna Draco Meteor, bring it down to its Sash, but it's fine because the Trick Room's actually gonna wear off right here, if I recall correctly. Yeah, Trick Room wears off, so now I can bring in my Bark Fire, my Arcanine, and they actually have Oblivious. Oh, okay, I think Oblivious blocks Taunt. Oh, yeah, definitely blocks Taunt. That's why they have Oblivious. Why else would you have Oblivious? But now I'm gonna go for the contrary Draco Meteor into the Slowking. I have +4 special attack. We're gonna get +6 special attack from that contrary Draco Meteor, and now we're fully stacked up on my Latias. And as long as I don't miss my, I should not have even risked this, as long as I don't miss Snarl, but thankfully we hit Snarl. If I missed Snarl and I like got knocked out there, I would have been so mad, but thankfully we're able to hit Snarl, knock out the Rhyperior. My Arcanine set's weird. It's like a mixed supportive set with like with like overheat close combat for contrary memes, and then we have like safeguard. It's so funny. But we're gonna bring in Snorlax and Abomasnow here, and yeah, we're pretty much good to go because like I'm a +6 Latias, and I could just go for the stored power, not even risk Draco Meteor missing, and just knock out the Scarf Snorlax. So down goes Snorlax, and now I can just go for the overheat with my Bark Fire, and we're able to connect into the Abomasnow, and that will knock them out. Except they're actually Sash Abomasnow, and they're actually not breaking Item Claws because I tricked them. I tricked their Rhyperior Focus Sash, so yeah. They have a second Focus Sash here, and now they can actually Blizzard and unfortunately knock out my Latias. So Latias's Reign of Terror is going to end here, but it's okay. Latias did a lot of work, and now I can just bring in my Wolfpack here. And I think I just let Arcanine get the last kill. So yeah, I just go for close combat with my Arcanine, knocking out the Abomasnow, and we're able to defeat our opponent thanks to Contrary Latias Draco Meteor spamming. And I figure y'all would enjoy this last battle because of all those trick plays, like the trick Bandit Snorlax. I figure it would be funny. So hopefully you all enjoyed that final battle. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Join my Discord server if you're interested in a Pokemon battling and trade community for Scarlet and Violet coming out. Link will be in the description. It is free to join, of course. Thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. I love you all very, very much, and I'll check you all next time.